Winter, 1891. Springfield, Massachusetts. Inside a modest YMCA gymnasium, a physical education instructor faces a challenge. Outdoor sports are impossible in the freezing cold. Football is too aggressive for indoor play. Baseball needs too much space. So, he climbs a ladder and nails 2 peach baskets to a balcony railing, exactly 10 feet above the floor. He writes down 13 rules. No running with the ball, no tackling. The goal is simple: throw the ball into the basket. On December 21, 1891, the first game is played. The final score? 1-0. Because every time someone scored, the ball had to be retrieved manually from the basket. No one inside that gym knew this winter solution would eventually lead to the formation of the NBA in 1949. From a soccer ball to sold-out arenas, from peach baskets to a global professional league, this is how basketball began. James Naismith was born in 1861 in Almonte, Ontario, Canada. By 1891, he was a 30-year-old physical education instructor at the YMCA International Training School in Springfield, Massachusetts, now known as Springfield College. His task was specific: create an indoor game, keep students active during harsh New England winters. Football caused injuries. Lacrosse was too chaotic indoors. Gymnastics failed to engage the entire class. He needed something different. Naismith believed the solution required 3 principles: skill over strength, minimal physical contact, a goal placed above the players' heads. That final idea changed everything. Instead of placing a target on the ground like soccer, he elevated it 10 feet high. He borrowed 2 peach baskets from the school janitor. He used a standard soccer ball. And on December 21st, 1891, 9 players on each side played the first official game. The result was slow, physical, messy. The score was 1-0. But something was different. There was constant movement, passing, positioning. No running with the ball. No tackling. The emphasis was control. In January 1892, the 13 rules were published in the school newspaper, The Triangle. From there, the game spread rapidly through YMCA networks across the United States and Canada. Within a few years, women began playing the sport. In 1893, Senda Berenson adapted the rules for women at Smith College. By 1898, the first professional league, the National Basketball League, was formed. Basketball was no longer an experiment. It was growing, quietly, relentlessly, and it was just getting started. Basketball spread quickly across schools and YMCAs, but professional basketball? That was unstable. In 1898, the first National Basketball League formed. It lasted only 6 years. Other leagues followed. They folded, reformed, collapsed again. There was talent, there was passion, but there was no structure. Through the 1920s and 1930s, teams played in armories, small gyms, and local halls. Travel was difficult. Revenue was inconsistent. The sport lacked national organization. Then came 1946. A group of arena owners, mostly from major ice hockey venues, formed the Basketball Association of America. Their strategy was clear: play in large urban arenas, create consistency, attract media attention. But another league already existed, the National Basketball League. Instead of competing forever, in 1949, the two leagues merged. The new name, the National Basketball Association, the NBA. But survival was not guaranteed. Early attendance was modest. Television exposure was limited. In 1954, the NBA introduced the 24-second shot clock. Before that, teams could hold the ball indefinitely, slowing the game dramatically. The shot clock changed pace, increased scoring, made the game watchable, and that decision saved the league. The NBA wasn't built in glory. It was built in struggle. Basketball looks chaotic. It isn't. It is structured, measured, timed. 2 teams, 5 players each. The objective is simple: score by shooting the ball through the opponent's hoop. A made field goal inside the 3-point arc is worth 2 points. Beyond the arc, 3 points. The NBA adopted the 3-point line in 1979-80. Free throws, 1 point each. An NBA game consists of 4 12-minute quarters, 48 minutes of regulation time. If the score is tied, 5-minute overtime periods are played until a winner is decided. Possession is governed by one device that transformed the sport in 1954: the 24-second shot clock. A team must attempt a shot within 24 seconds. If they fail, possession changes. It prevents stalling. It guarantees pace. But movement has boundaries. Traveling, taking too many steps without dribbling, is a violation. Double dribbling, stopping a dribble and starting again, also illegal. Personal fouls limit contact. After 6 personal fouls, an NBA player is disqualified from the game. And through all evolution, one number remains unchanged since 1891: 10 feet. The height of the rim. From peach basket to precision-engineered hoop. 10 feet. Basketball survived. Now it had to evolve. In 1979, the NBA introduced the 3-point line. At first, it was rarely used. Teams averaged fewer than 3 attempts per game in the early 1980s. But the geometry of the court had changed. Spacing widened, defenses stretched, offense transformed. Then came visibility. In 1984, David Stern became NBA commissioner. Under his leadership, television deals expanded, marketing became global, and the league found its defining stars: Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. Their rivalry, Boston versus Los Angeles, revived national interest in the 1980s. NBA Finals ratings surged. Then, in 1992, something historic happened. For the first time, active NBA players were allowed to compete in the Olympics. The United States sent a roster that included Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and Larry Bird. They were called the Dream Team. At the Barcelona Olympics, they won the gold medal and redefined international basketball visibility. From there, the global influence accelerated. In the 2000s, advanced analytics reshaped strategy. Data showed that 3-point shots and attempts near the rim were statistically more efficient than long 2-point shots. Teams adapted. By the 2010s, 3-point attempts per game had increased dramatically compared to the early 1980s. The pace increased, floor spacing widened further. Yet, the foundation remained unchanged: ball, hoop, clock. The structure from 1891, now amplified by science, media, and global talent. Basketball did not stay American for long. In the 1890s, the YMCA carried it across borders to Canada, Europe, and Asia. By the early 20th century, it was being played in countries far beyond Massachusetts. In 1932, the International Basketball Federation, FIBA, was founded in Geneva, Switzerland. 4 years later, in 1936, basketball became an official Olympic sport in Berlin. James Naismith attended that tournament. The game he created indoors was now played on the world stage. But the true acceleration came decades later: television. The NBA's global marketing push in the 1980s and 1990s. The 1992 Olympic Dream Team. After Barcelona, international interest surged. Players outside the United States began entering the NBA in greater numbers. In 2002, Yao Ming of China was selected first overall in the NBA draft. His arrival dramatically increased the league's visibility in China. European players rose as well. Dirk Nowitzki from Germany became NBA Most Valuable Player in 2007. International stars were no longer exceptions. They were leaders. By the 2010s and 2020s, the NBA regular season and finals were broadcast in hundreds of countries and territories. Games were streamed globally. Social media erased borders. Basketball courts appeared in cities, villages, and neighborhoods worldwide. Concrete, wood, indoor, outdoor. Different languages, same rules. The rim still stood 10 feet high, and the winter experiment from 1891 had become a global language. Every era of the NBA has a face. In the 1960s, it was Bill Russell. 11 championships in 13 seasons with the Boston Celtics. Defense, rebounding, leadership. His rivalry with Wilt Chamberlain defined a generation. Wilt scored 100 points in a single game in 1962, the highest individual scoring performance in NBA history. In the 1980s, the league surged behind Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Bird's shooting, Magic's passing. Boston versus Los Angeles. Their rivalry revived national television ratings and reshaped league popularity. Then came Michael Jordan. 6 championships with the Chicago Bulls in the 1990s. 5 MVP awards. A global icon. His finals record? 6 appearances, 6 titles. In the 2000s, new dominance emerged. Kobe Bryant, 5 championships with the Lakers. Tim Duncan, 5 championships with the San Antonio Spurs. Consistency defined the era. Then came LeBron James, drafted first overall in 2003. Multiple championships, multiple MVP awards. In 2023, he became the NBA's all-time leading scorer in regular season history. Different eras, different styles. Same rim, 10 feet high. Legends rise. The game remains. Basketball is more than a spectacle. It is movement, continuous movement. An NBA game demands sprinting, lateral defense, vertical jumping, and sustained endurance across 48 minutes. Heart rate remains elevated. Reaction time is constant. Decision-making happens in fractions of a second. Physically, the sport develops cardiovascular endurance. It strengthens the lower body through jumping and defensive stance. It improves coordination, dribbling, passing, shooting under pressure. Even recreational play demands agility and balance. The court becomes a laboratory of motion. But the benefits extend beyond the body. Basketball is spatial awareness. 5 players must share space intelligently. Spacing determines success. A poorly spaced offense collapses. A well-spaced offense creates opportunity. The game teaches geometry in motion. Angles, passing lanes, help defense rotations. Teamwork is not optional. Unlike some sports where one athlete can dominate possession, basketball requires constant interaction. Screens, assists, communication. At the highest level, NBA teams analyze film, study tendencies, and adjust strategy nightly. Preparation is intellectual as much as physical. And accessibility matters. All that is required is a ball and a hoop. Indoor or outdoor, wood or concrete. Across cities, suburbs, and villages worldwide, courts become community centers. From youth leagues to professional arenas, the same 10-foot rim connects generations. The rules are structured, the game is fast, the barrier to entry is low. That combination explains endurance. Basketball survives not just because it entertains, but because it develops. Basketball looks simple, but simplicity creates myths. Let's separate perception from fact. Myth 1. Basketball was always a fast-paced, high-scoring game. Fact. Before 1954, there was no shot clock in the NBA. Teams could hold the ball for extended periods. Games slowed dramatically. The 24-second shot clock was introduced in the 1954-1955 season. Scoring increased. The pace accelerated. The modern rhythm began there. Myth 2. The three-point shot was always central to strategy. Fact. The NBA introduced the three-point line in 1979. In its early seasons, teams rarely used it. League-wide attempts were low compared to modern numbers. It took decades and statistical analysis for the three-point shot to dominate offensive design. Myth 3. The NBA was instantly popular from its creation in 1949. Fact. The league struggled with attendance and television exposure in its early decades. National popularity surged in the 1980s, largely during the Bird-Magic rivalry era. Global visibility expanded significantly after the 1992 Olympic Dream Team. Myth 4. Height alone defines greatness. Fact. While height is advantageous, skill, vision, and decision-making have defined many elite players. The sport has consistently showcased guards and forwards under 7 feet who shaped eras through shooting, passing, and leadership. Basketball is structure and skill, not just size. The myths fade, the facts remain, and the rim still stands 10 feet high. In 1891, James Naismith needed an indoor activity. He did not intend to build a global industry. He did not design a billion-dollar league. He solved a winter problem. Today, basketball is played professionally across multiple continents. The NBA generates billions in annual revenue. Games are broadcast internationally. Millions watch. Millions more play. Yet the foundation has not changed. 2 hoops, 1 ball, 10 feet high. Generations connect through this structure. Grandparents remember the 1960s Celtics. Parents remember the 1990s Bulls. A new generation witnesses modern stars redefine records. Each era believes it is unique. Each era shares the same geometry. The sound of the ball on hardwood, the rhythm of sneakers, the net snapping cleanly. These are constants. The arena's group brighter, the athletes vaster, the audience larger. But the court remained 94 feet long. The rim remained 10 feet high. The rules evolved. The structure endured. From a YMCA gym in Springfield to global arenas filled with light, basketball became more than a sport. It became a shared experience, not invented for fame, but sustained by participation. In 1891, a teacher solved a winter problem. He nailed 2 peach baskets to a balcony. He wrote 13 rules. He set the rim 10 feet high. He did not know that his experiment would become the NBA, that it would fill arenas, that it would inspire generations across continents. The court is still 94 feet long. The rim is still 10 feet high. The ball still echoes against hardwood. The game still moves with the clock. From Springfield to the world, this is the origin of basketball. If you want to uncover the true origins of more sports, like, subscribe, and stay with us, because every game has a beginning, and we're just getting started.